All right, today's guest is a wildly successful serial entrepreneur who has built 5 multi-million-dollar companies, including one that generated over $4 billion in revenue. He's also the multiple-time New York Times best-selling author of The Answer and Having It All, and he is widely considered one of the leading behavioral and mindset experts in the world. And part of what makes him so extraordinary is that he has had a just crazy string of successes in multiple industries across absurdly divergent product lines. His areas of expertise range all the way from real estate and internet software to brain research and business consulting. He is also a much sought after coach and speaker who's been featured in the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and on CNN. And additionally, he's been interviewed and mined for his priceless insights by such high profile interviewers as Larry King, Ellen, and Anderson Cooper. So please, help me in welcoming the man whose latest book, Inner Size, is poised to unlock your brain's hidden power, the brain whisperer himself, John Assaraf.
Thank you.
Dude, I want to dive right into the brain training. So it makes total sense to me now as an entrepreneur why you would be so into like brain research and brain science and all that, but I don't know that it's the most self-evident thing to the outside world. Why did you start there?
Well, I didn't start there. What happened for me personally when I was a teen, between the age of 13 to 17, I got into an enormous amount of trouble with the law. I did a lot of unethical things, and I was getting myself in so much trouble. And I had one mentor that my brother introduced me to. His name was Alan Brown. He was a very successful philanthropist, entrepreneur, and he agreed to meet with me for lunch one day. And he asked me, like, why are you doing these things? You seem like a nice young kid. And I said, I don't know, I just want to make some money and I just want to fit in. And he goes, but you seem like you're intelligent. Why don't you just use your brain's natural abilities? I go, well, listen, based on my education and based on what the teachers have told me, I'm not going to do very well in life. And I left high school in grade 11 thinking that I'm not worthy enough, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough. And this one man in 1 minute, in one meeting, changed my life. Because he asked me, what goals do you have? And I said, what do you mean, what goals do I have? I said, I want to go out this weekend to the bar. I want to have some good food. I want to find a nice young lady to maybe hook up with. And he says, no, but what are your bigger goals? And I didn't have any. So he actually sent me home. And he said, fill out these pieces of paper. And on the pieces of paper, it said, like, what age do you want to retire by? Like, I was 19. This was May of 1980. I wasn't even started yet. I said, but just fill out these papers. So I said, I want to retire by the time I'm 45 with $3 million. I want to have a Mercedes. I want to have a house. I want to travel the world. I want to have a great lifestyle. And so I came back on Monday and he looked at it and he asked me one question. And that question transformed my life. And he said, are you interested in achieving these goals or are you committed? And I stopped and I looked at him. He was standing up. I was sitting at my desk there at his office. How specifically, how am I gonna tweak it, measure it, and iterate it so that I'm consistently making progress? I learned the value of progress versus perfection. None of my mentors ever had me focus on perfection. They had me focus on progress to just keep getting better. Little incremental gains every day, every week, every month, every quarter. And even when you move backwards a couple of steps, what's the progress that you made and what you learned? So I was taught that failure is an opportunity to learn. And I was also taught to disassociate me being a failure from failing.
For sure.
Right?
I want to go back to what you were talking about with beliefs.
Yeah.
And you said, this was so cool. You were talking about how you wrote down these beliefs and you were reading them over and you were doing what you're told and you're running your finger across it. You're really allowing yourself to feel it, imagine it. And your brain was screaming something at you.
My brain was screaming, that's bullshit. That's not true. You're not successful. You're not earning that amount of money. You're not smart. You're not this. But I was also taught at the same time that when that happens, first and foremost, that's normal. That's the old self and the old patterns trying to fight for their life. And he said, with repetition and emotion and consistency, initially it's hard. And you have to use conscious effort to create the new beliefs.
영상과 같이 조나사라프에게는 아주 훌륭한 멘토가 있었습니다. 단 1분의 만남으로 멘토는 그의 인생을 전혀 다르게 바꿔놓았는데요. 그 멘토, 스승은 어느 날 나타난 너의 재능을 써보라고 조언합니다. 그리고 얼마 지나지 않아 특별한 방법을 통해 존의 뇌구조를 변화시켰습니다. 멘토는 몇 살에 은퇴하고 싶은지, 꿈은 무엇인지, 무엇을 가지고 싶은지 등 여러 가지 질문을 통해 원하는 것을 구체적으로 정하고 목표 설정을 통해 이룰 수 있는 방법을 여러 가지 제시했는데요. 여러분도 종이에 지금 이 영상을 보면서 원하는 것을 써내려가 보세요. 목표가 무엇인지, 그리고 그 원하는 것들을 정말로 달성하고 싶은지를요. 그렇다면 주인공의 그 멘토처럼 누군가가 당신에게 다가와서 정말 목표를 달성하고 싶은지, 이에 따르는 대가를 치를 준비가 되었는지 물어온다면 뭐라고 대답하실 건가요? 여기서 멘토는 단지 막연하게 생각하는 것으로만 이룰 수 없고 목표를 분명히 할 것을 제시했는데요. 이루고 싶은 확신이 스스로에게 없다면 당신은 여러 가지 이유로 변명하고 할 수 없는 모든 핑계를 만들어내면서 이것들을 달성하지 못할 이유와 변명을 할 것이라고 합니다. 반면에 원하는 것을 달성하려고 한다면 내가 가진 모든 불평들을 무시하고 내가 성공할 수 있다는 분명한 확신과 믿음으로 시작하라고 이야기하고 있는데요. 이를 위해 종이에 내가 하고 싶은 것을 쓰고 읽어라. 단락을 읽을 때마다 충분히 느껴라. 즉 생생하게 시각화해야 한다는 것을 강조하고 있는데요. 여기서 이러한 뇌과정은 뇌과학에서 이야기하는 뇌신경계 패턴을 만드는 것입니다. 그러니까 목표 달성을 위해서 이제부터 무엇을 해야 할지 답이 나온 것입니다. 내가 이것을 할 수 있다는 의심 없는 확신을 갖고 시작해야 한다는 이야기인데요. 내가 소중한 사람이라는 것을 믿고 자신이 똑똑하다고 믿으라는 겁니다. 그의 멘토를 만나고 19세가 된 조나사라프는 $30,000 이상을 벌었다고 합니다. 그렇게 자신이 쓴 글을 만질 수 있을 만큼 구체적으로 시각화하는 게 가능해진 지 1년이 지났을 무렵엔 $150,000를 벌었다고 합니다. 어릴 적 범죄를 저지르기도 했던 소년 조나사라프는 눈을 감고 적은 것을 읽고 심상화하면서 뇌 훈련법을 해온 것인데요. 여러분의 마음가짐과 태도는 제가 이 영상을 만들어 올린 단지 보고 느끼는 것보다 훨씬 중요합니다. 오랜 시간에 걸쳐 보고 느끼고 변화해야 하는 이유는 뇌 훈련을 하기엔 우리 환경이 부족할 수도 있기 때문인데요. 저도 리더십 프로그램을 다니면서 많은 사람들을 보면서 경험한 것은 몇 년 이상 많은 훈련과 교육을 받아야 생각과 방향이 서서히 바뀌고 자신의 변화를 느끼는 시점이 찾아온다는 것을 알았는데요. 여러분도 변화가 필요하고 환경을 바꾸는 힘이 필요하다면 지금부터 성공자들의 마음가짐을 책과 영상을 통해 배워가 보는 것은 어떨까요?